Hello guys, thank you so much for joining us. If this is your first time in my live, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs, those African traditions. To each and every one of you guys that have been joining me, I have been doing graveyard work since a child, working with the cemetery, not working with Baron Z, in any other entity that rules over the cemetery. And I wanted to come on here to all of you guys that got your graveyard work or invested in your graveyard work to give you guys a more of a insight to a necromancer's heart when it comes down to Santeria, Lukumi, and Congo, or any mysticism. What's up there, Shamara, my Cancer from Chi-Town? What's up there, my baby Scorpio in the house on Sunday? I like to wear Natasha Foster, my chocolate. I'm going to behave because I'm in the cemetery. I ain't going to behave that much, but I'm behave because I'm in the cemetery. Say I'm look amazing, Chief. Okay, thank you. Rocking my Fedifun Oshun on Sunday. And guys, I want to tell you guys, this is a great experience. Those that do not know that we are monetized on this particular channel, and the level of advertisement and the support of your super chats, all of that stuff helps what we're doing here on the platform. So I want to say kudos to each and every one of you guys that do that and post. If you have questions, by all means, go through the super chat and post those questions. But what I want to talk about to those that don't understand the grave, and whether we say cemetery or we say the grave or graveyard, it is a place of the bones. And to those that do not know that Obatala rules the bones are a representation of the white, the color white. But also, I'm a child of the dead, not only through Oya, but even Babalu Aye. My path in Babalu Aye is, which is Saint Lazarus, is Aloha. And that was he that carries the corpses, or carries the bones, the remains. And one of the things that all of us understand universally when it comes down to magic is that our bones carry our essence. It still carries our DNA and the residue of the spirit. And so therefore, whether it's animal bones or whether it's human bones or human remains or even fossilized material, people that are truly necromancers are able to tap into that energy, and whatever energy or whatever intelligence that particular entity or spirit or energy had, we can utilize that in present day time. And this is why you see people going to cemeteries and trying to take bones, or sometimes they do it even in the hospital. They take the bones or certain aspects of that person's body. There are spells that we do in particular religions where we get the hand of a dead person and we use that hand of that person, especially if it's a person of prosperity. We can hide people. We use there's a spell that is done where you take the head of a dead person and you put I ain't gonna tell you what you put in there, but there's something that you put to blind the person, and it's called it hinders other people from being able to see the individual. It's called an invisible spell. And so that's why it is important. Y'all, I got a little something to eat, but I haven't eaten. I just got some soup today. I just been going. What's up there, Demetrius Clark? Appreciate you. Now I want to say this to people that don't understand the grave. There's a part in the Bible where Jacob laid down, and we call it Jacob's ladder, and he had a dream, and he began to so he saw angels ascending and descending. So just trying to get you guys to understand. Thank you, I appreciate that. So as Jacob was laying there, he was dreaming of angels ascending and descending on the ladder. But what happened was, when he arose in the Bible, he set a marker or a memorial there as a reminder, and he called that place Bethel, which is the house of God, or the place of meeting of spirits. And so when we, whether you're African American or whether you just African period, we understand that when we place stones or rocks or certain things where that person died, or a marker where that person died, that is it causes the spirit to have a marker or a place where they can visit. And so, and it also where we venerate and we pour out our offerings to that particular entity, that particular grave, or that particular spirit. Now, those that have not taken my advanced class or my intermediate class, even my beginner class, I'm going to say something that if you haven't taken those classes, it's not going to make sense to you. This is why we understand when we place certain things at the grave of somebody, it matters whether you place it at the foot of that grave. It matters if you place it at the head of that grave. It also matters whether you put it on the left-hand side of that grave, where that person's left hand is, or the right-hand side. I'm out here. This is more like an ancestry graveyard for me, because I have actually family members. My father's out here. My great-grandmother, my grandmother's out here. I have loved ones out here. The lady that raised me, still my grandmother, she's out here, and Minister Mario, and different ones. I'm actually at his grave right now. I redid his grave. But you have to understand that you will all energy, never ever. Good to see that insane people are still around. I really appreciate you coming in here and giving us your comments. It's a beautiful thing. So when it comes down to energy, frequency, and vibration, scientifically, for all of you all that don't get into the ATRs, African traditional sciences, understand it from this aspect scientifically, that energy is never destroyed. It is transmuted or transformed. And so with that being in mind, even down to scientists have been able to, with their instrument, able to pick up languages and voices and words that have been going on in the ether. And so with sensitive instruments, they have been able to do these things. And so us that are connected to from a natural perspective, melanin people, we're able to tap into that Ache. We're able to tap into, when you think about Akashic records, I want you to think about the physical body being, especially muscles. They carry a memory. You know, if you ever got sick and then you heal, your body goes back to a state because it remembers the state that it was in, because it has memorization. It has an intellect of its own. And so when you are doing graveyard work and you are dealing with that, I want you to understand, non-melanated people believe that when they die, they're dead. And they're supposed to think that way because they do not have a connection to spirituality, the everlasting energy, and the all omnipotent power of Divine Mother and Father. So a lot of times when you are on social media and you're interacting with people, you have to understand that based off of their accessibility to energy, frequency, and vibration, their perception is different than yours. And so therefore, I hope that any of you guys that follow me, that if you decide to one day get on social media, that you're not coming on social media looking for affirmations. If you have questions, hit my super chat and then I'll answer them. Other than that, I'm going to ignore your questions. But to all of you guys that want to be a part of this and are a part of this, now some of you guys that already got your graveyard work done, now you'll be receiving this packet from me, Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. Now, what I want you to understand, my fatty food, oh yeah, it's so windy. What I want you to understand about grain, this is earth magic. Grains, bread, this is earth magic. This particular grain is 17 different grains in this packet in representation of my head Orisha, my Fedifun, Saint Lazarus, Babalu Aye. That's his number is 9. And so when you understand numerology and you understand the numbers towards your spirits or your ancestors, your eguns, then you can capitalize on certain conjures or certain tools that allow you to manifest certain things in their name, in their honor. And so because I'm crowned Babalu Aye as well, and I've received my father in Ocha, I also have, I took this for a lot of you guys that are doing so you can do cleansing. Now, me personally, I have to cleanse into the cemetery, and I'm also going to cleanse on a mountaintop with this same, these same grains. Now, the reason why I brought up that this is an earth element, because you got to know how energy works. So when you get some of this, you pour some of this in your hands, just like I tell you about your incense. If you get your incense packet, you pray over this. Now, what you want to do is you want to cleanse yourself and remove from you, not only, I don't like the word use negative energy, but harmful energy. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. harmful energy that may be impeding your success when it comes down to maybe your marriage, maybe your business, maybe your health. You want to remove that energy. The reason why you want to do this in the cemetery, in this particular case, because you want to bring something to an end. You want to render it lifeless against you. If you go to the crossroad, you want to scatter this in the center of the crossroad, because you want that energy that is released from those grains of that harmful energy. You want that to be scattered in the 4 directions. Okay. If you're going to cleanse at the river or at the ocean, I told you guys, if you're going to do at the river, make sure that you are doing it at the direction that it is flowing away from you. If you're going to do it at the ocean, make sure the tide is going out. So everything has to make sense in order for things to work. If you utilize this, what you have to understand, this has already been consecrated and given a check. So just like my incense packet that you guys were receiving, you have to pray over this. Figure out before you pray what you want to be removed or cleansed from. If somebody is doing spell work on you, I would go around my head with this, clearing your mind. If you got a situation, a female situation or male situation, you want to cleanse around your private parts. If somebody's throwing stuff down, you want to make sure that you cleanse your foot or your feet to remove that energy. But the reason I said, like, if you're going to cleanse in that environment, I wouldn't do this per se at home, because you don't want to drop any of this as you are cleansing and removing negative energy, because you want to get rid of all of it. So I've cleansed myself before over in the graveyard for my ancestors to remove any workings or anything that people are trying to do to me. This is why I also teach to encourage people how to take care of their heirlooms, their ancestors, my ancestor incense. And these particular types of workings are only for the experience. This graveyard is, I want you to think about a grave as in going to somebody's house, because that's what basically a grave is. It is their eternal resting place, so to speak. And so when you go to that particular grave, you knock. Just like the Bible says, knock and it shall be open. There's a signal. Sometimes people use bells. Sometimes people use knives, or sometimes I use other things to get the spirit's attention. Sometimes the spirit is not inside of the grave. And so therefore, when you go to a grave, I'm also a conjurer. So I summon the spirit, because every time you go to somebody's grave, just like going to somebody's house, that don't necessarily mean they're home. People, only time I see people that are constantly in their grave is when they are very weak. The energy was weak, and the things that they were buried in, a lot of people don't know, like if you put iron in a casket, it makes because the spirit was not highly vibrational when they passed. What McDonald's do you work at? I work at a McDonald's where your daddy gave me head from. He wasn't only just eating the tartar sauce out of the fish sandwich. He was eating my tartar sauce. But that's where I work at, baby. Thank you for asking. So when it comes down to that concept of understanding energy, frequency, and vibration, when you go to that grave, you enunciate yourself. This is why you shouldn't be going to graves or graveyards that you don't have a connectivity or ancestor or egun or something, or a spirit that follows you, that rules, or have a connectivity or association with the cemetery. I do see people on social media telling people to go to the graveyard, go to the ancestors. Relationship matters. I do not go, I come and venerate Minister Mario. I talk to him. I give him offerings. But when I do my conjure work, I deal with my ancestors. Mr. Mario is somebody very close to me, somebody I very much love. But I was guiding him, and so yes, he's able to see some things. I showed you guys the candle where somebody, a child of Ochosi, was throwing at me, and Minister Mario blocked that energy. And so, oh, it's okay, baby. I welcome them all. Haters, congratulators, it don't matter with me. I'm here to prosper. I'm here to grow. I'm here to develop. And so when you understand that you're knocking on the grave and then figuring out whether that spirit is there, this is why we do what we use the terminology divination or divining. In the church world, we would call it the EFA, PSA, donate to your. No, we not donating to nobody until they donate our recreation money. Not on my platform. And so when it comes down to working with that cemetery, a person that is connected to a particular spirit. Now, this is also, I'm going to say this, especially to melanated people, because we like to do stuff. Remember what that person had the capability. This is why you should have a relationship. Remember what this person had the capabilities of doing it. And so Mr. Mario is a Capricorn and ruled by Saturn. And so I give him certain things, not only that he liked in life, but I give him certain things to strengthen his energy, his rising. He's also a Libra. And so what I have done, and which I can show you guys, because he has a rising sign of Libra, I give him a lot of roses. And so roses are ruled by Venus. And so everything, whether in hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, everything has a significance to it. Everything has a purpose to that. And sometimes I use carnations. Carnations are ruled by the sun. And so when we give offerings or we give out spirits, certain items and stuff, you should understand the type of arche that you're giving that particular entity, and allow, and so that they can draw from that arche. And so chief these nuts, how about that? And so when you think about, if you have, like many of you guys getting together, so I go to, first of all, I give an offering every time I enter a cemetery and leave a cemetery. I'm always doing an incantation. I'm doing an acknowledgement. It's like opening up service. And so I'm enunciating my presence. I'm enunciating who I am. I use my divine name when I do spiritual work for you guys. I do not use other. Unless it's as long as they ain't using but so when you enter into a cemetery, if you have a relationship, you enunciate yourself. I use my sacred name at the cemetery that they know me by. Now I have two sacred names, one in Ocha and one in Palo. And so depending on what type of working I'm doing, I use those names. Do I still use my government name? Absolutely. But when it comes down to working the graveyard for people, I base in, because normally those people have already got a consultation with me, and so I work based off of their energy. Now, once you have done this, if you are a water sign, cleanse at the water. If you are earth sign, you're gonna cleanse, you can dig a hole somewhere, or you can go to the cemetery like I do. But you need to go somewhere where you're not going to be returning to that space, and you dig a hole, and that's where you cleanse yourself and you put that into the earth. So the earth, now this earth element absorbs energy. So the whole purpose of removing negativity is for these grains, to 17 different grains. They all have a different sequence and vibration to remove any harmful energy from your aura, from your person, or from a particular area of your life of your choosing. And so if you are a fire sign like I am, then you want to be able to, I wouldn't burn this personally. I would not burn this, but I would do this in the daytime. I would do my cleansing through the sun, utilizing it there. Thank you so much. 12 tries, PI, something. So when it comes down to, and I'm going to say this, understand this about melanated people. We have been laughed at for centuries. And the same people that laugh at us emulate us. The same people that laugh at us need us. This is why they came up and coined the term, he who laughs first doesn't normally laugh last. And so the Bible said, do not sit in the seat of the scornful, or people that like to mock. Lack of understanding. I taught this today in my preaching today. People are choosing to be willfully ignorant, but those that have actually participated in getting our graveyard work on my church app at my website is $1,000 starting, and they donate, they cash app that to me, and normally those are already existing customers. And so I work the cemetery, and I utilize the different types of people that have passed on in the cemetery. to help the individuals. Those that bless me, the same concept in the church, universal, is you bless me, I bless you. They bless you because you bless me. And so when you get your cleansing, you want to utilize this earth element with wisdom. I'm gonna say that again. If I were you, I would treat this like a genie in a bottle. You get 3 wishes. I would be very mindful of how I utilize this. This is very powerful conjure. It is very strong conjure. It has been prepared by somebody that has been practicing magic since I was a child. I'm 51 years old. And so I need you to be very mindful of how you utilize in your cleansing. And so with 17 different grains going over your body, cleansing yourself, removing, you should see a big difference in your life, in your energy, in your health, your mindset, and then getting rid of that harmful energy. Y'all know I don't like to use the word negative because you take positive charge and a negative charge to actually make things happen. So we live in a land of duality. So that's why I think that this is so important for you guys. And I did this to show you the grave, and also the power of the grave has all to do and completely with who and whose bones are in that grave. The concept in the Bible where they were lowering a dead man on, and that dead man's body touched the bones of Elijah, and he was awakened, he was quickened. So the grave is no more. Please stop feeling because once somebody cross over, they get all these superpowers. Yes, they are connected with the universe and they go back to energy and frequency, but they only have the measure of energy or measure of jurisdiction that they had in this life. Whatever they developed in, whatever they evolved in, that is the ache, that is the power of that grave. Does that mean that you're going to be able to draw on all the power of that particular grave? No, sir, and no, ma'am. If you have ever seen the cartoon He-Man, and he says, by the power of Grayskull. Grayskull is his actual relative, the spirit of his grandfather. That's how He-Man that's how Adam and Adora turned into He-Man and She-Ra through ancestry magic. A lot of the things that we see on television and cartoon is about, man, what's up, love? Towers in the house. It has a lot to do with magic and ancestry and conjure. And a lot of times we are not aware of what we are watching and why our kids are watching. But He-Man's powers, She-Ra's powers come from ancestral, which it comes from his grandfather. His grandfather was a powerful man and a king, and so therefore they receive ache. And so I want you guys to stop getting into Ifa, voodoo, Santeria, Lakum, Congo, any ATRs, shamanism, necromancy, and stop assuming because somebody is dead that they have all this enormous power. Second of all, even if you go to that grave, I want you to think it from this concept. How much energy or ache is this particular entity or spirit willing to give you from themselves? You are more inclined to get more ache, more blessings from a relative that you have a good relationship with versus just going to a random grave and asking for their powers, especially without having some type of contract between you and that particular spirit. So when you step to a grave, it's a house. You knock. Second of all, when the power of that grave has to do with the life that was lived by that particular person. So in Minister Mario's case, son of Ochosi, he came here with ache, but through various of ceremonies and conjure and things that I've done, years ago I imparted on Minister Mario, a portion of my prophetic anointing. And so his life changed with that energy. I never took that away from him. He still carries that energy even now. And so that caused him to start evolving spiritually in Ifa, dealing with Congo spirits. And so energy has to come from a source. And depending on your relationship to that source is how much ache or energy they're willing to give you to operate on the earth realm, on this earth realm. So I want you guys to stop going to the cemetery assuming because you're dealing with the dead, if you have made that connection, then turning around thinking that these spirits are going to do whatever you request when if it does not fit their jurisdiction. So not only does Minister Mario, he's a child of Oya, his mother is Oya, and his father is Ochosi. And so those are the jurisdictions where his energy is able to flow, and those are the energies that he can deal with Eguns through Oya, and he's also deal with justice or also vengeance with Ochosi. And so, but he's still elevating because he did not live a full life as a crown king. I have been living as a king from birth. I was born a king, and so even getting crowned and going through the Ocha and getting scratched and all of this, I still came with a certain amount of Ache. Stop letting people tell you about that once you get, and let me say this, and I'm not being funny and I'm not downplaying Elekes at all, so please don't be misguided intentionally, but these Elekes are just like a badge or a name tag that you wear from your job, indicating that you have a right to be on the premises. If you go to NASA, if you go to the hospital, they give you a pass letting them know that you checked in and you're supposed to be there. It has your name on there. These are identification. Were they cleansed? Were they washed in the herbs and through the Santero or the Tata? Yes. But at the end of the day, black people are making, these are not even real beads. These are plastic. Minister Mario and I made beaded bracelets. Those are real stones. These are not. So they don't carry the energy. This is why you have to redo these things and why they pop and stuff. A lot of the I got some fancy stuff on, like I got Oshun's bracelet and all that, but this is not real stone. So it's only so much energy. Plastic, it can only hold so much energy, and then it eventually dissipates. This is why they tell you we put our elekes and lay them on your shrines or on your orishas. What's up, Matt? And so I try to make things come across sober-minded, rational, where you can actually benefit. To all of you that want to get graveyard work with me, all you have to do is Cash App $1,000. Well, you need to get a consultation first, and I'm gonna say that why, because I still need to do your I need to do a reading on you. But that's how we do things over here. You are gonna experience so many different things when it comes down to graveyard work, because remember this: the ancestors are the closest things to you. My ancestors, when I work for my clients, that's why the things manifest and turn around for them, because ancestors have lived this life, and so therefore they're more in tune to the things that we may have need of, or some of the mundane or the pettiness that goes on this earth realm. I use my orishas for something totally different, even my cauldrons and palo. I don't use them to fight battles. I am more than capable of fighting my own battles. Even I use them more for protection and to strengthen my magic and my accessibility to the spirit world. Yo, that hat's looking crazy. Well, them draws look crazy on your mama when she ain't even got no ass. But I still hit it anyway, so I ain't here to judge. So, I say to many of you guys, I educate with the intention of you actually trying to grow with some common sense, being a part of what I do on my platform. To all of my Patreon, this is the life that is going to be displayed. I am going to be able, because I got more and more people getting my advanced classes, so I'm going to be able to display more manifestations, because more people have a better understanding of my energy and how I channel energy and how I make things happen. And so to all of you all, remember this: if you got graveyard work from me, watch as well as pray. Be considerate of yourself about what you want change in. Know that your ancestors are not your slaves. Know that the Impungos are not your slave. Know that Father Graveyard and Mother Graveyard, these spirits out here, we show them love, we show them support, we give them offerings, and we're asking. We're not demanding, we're not coercing them. We're asking any particular spirit that will help the individual, and so therefore they're willing to get up and work for you in that particular area. People can't do for you what they did not do for themselves, and so when you go to a grave, you must consider their capability. That's why I go to lawyers that have passed away. That's why I go to judges that have passed away. That's why I go to doctors, because I work with spirits that have lived that particular life. You understand? To all of you that go into cemetery knowing that that particular person or ancestors did not like gay people, that did not like black people, that did not like white people, they ain't changed. They have not been elevated. They still have the same consciousness. And so therefore, instead of helping that individual, they can end up hurting that individual, especially if you are a true necromancer or a medium or somebody that deals with the dead. It is very, if you a child of Baron Samzi, you have to be very, very careful, because those spirits, this is why they tell you in Palo that Palo moves really fast. But the reason why Palo moves really fast, because Palo deals with nature and Palo deals with ancestors. And like I said earlier, your ancestors are the closest thing to this particular dimension, this world. So that's why we do what we do. What's up there, my Boaz? I want you guys to be excited for us. Elbow said, looks like a gay chief's head. I mean, let me ask y'all a question. Like, are we really that ignorant? That we are still out here, and this is why you hear black people say the caucasity, because only Caucasian people have this level of ignorance, as though they're saying something, and they don't realize they're not saying anything until they're delivered the truth. People think that on social media that you are some witty individual until you meet smart, until you meet wise, until you meet a man or woman of understanding, and all of a sudden now you become offended. What I say to Caucasian people and the ones that really feel outspoken, and to any black person that think you white, I say this to you, that you do yourself a disservice thinking that I in particular care what you think. I know the destruction that you guys have brought to this earth. I know the people that you have mutilated, stole from, robbed, and how you raped and pilfered through this whole basically earth, wherever you saw civilization operating, until you went into them rainforests when they got rid of some of y'all asses. But you should be more humble than any creature on planet Earth, because you have in a short time did the most damage on this planet. And let me tell you, melanated people done some evil, but not in the time span that Caucasian people, and I don't like to call them white because they're not white, have done to this earth and did to people. And how they have, and it's not the enslavement, it's the dehumanization of people. That's even our people deal with people as a lesser version of hierarchy, but they still consider them human. Sean said, I am no different than an Aaron. Brotherhood, the only difference that you're black. I'm actually not black, I'm brown. That's my melanin skin. My eyebrows are black. My eyelashes are black. But actually my skin tone, my pigmentation is brown, to be correct. And that's what happens when you try to come in and correct somebody else. You end up getting corrected. But we appreciate your energy. We use these herbs in a bath? For those who, no, you want to, if you use them in a bath, it would have to be in a river, it would have to be in the ocean. If you're going to use some form of water where you can get, it has to be cleansed. Get you something, a tin tub or something where you can stand in there and cleanse yourself with it, because like I said earlier, earth element absorbs the energy, and so you do not want to. Somebody said, whose daddy is this? I'm your mama's daddy. At least that's what she called me when I'm deep inside of her guts. And so, but I ain't her daddy. She just feels like I be giving her so much wood. She just feel like I'm fathering her. So, but you want to make sure that you understand. And I think I taught this particular stuff when I'm going to share now on my beginner's class. So when you work with this, remember it is an earth element and it absorbs energy. And so you want to make sure you have a place where you can make sure everything is gathered up after you go over yourself, your head, your arms, your body, and all that. You're part of the fucking problem. Oh, you got offended, Sean. You got offended, right? And I'm going to tell you why you got offended. If you thought what you said would have stuck or made somebody laugh or saw you as a witty individual, you would not come back here. But because I clowned you on my platform, nobody asked you your opinion, now all of a sudden you're upset. And this is the caucasity. And the reason why I'm not the fucking problem, sir, and I'm explaining why I could never be the problem. I don't dehumanize people. I was minding my own business on my own platform where I have people that resonate with what I do. So we don't want black people, melanated people were never interested in segregation because we already understood how we connected to one another. The people that separated with the old slang, they said divide and conquer, were Caucasian people. Not only did you take away the heritage and the land of melanated people, you took away their native tongue, you took away their education of themselves, you took away their history. That's separation. You separated families, mothers from fathers. You had children, sons having sex with their mothers in order to utilize black people, melanated people as cattle. And so now you're on a melanated man, Americanized melanated man's page, talking about separation and difference of races. We don't need to be a part of anything because we are part of everything. Melanin is a part of everything. So we understand connectivity and we also understand individuality. And so we're not, and what we call in our race, we call people like you tender dicks. You are able to say some of the most vicious of things, put your opinions in places that they weren't asked, and then when you are straightened, rebuked, or put in your place, all of a sudden you get upset. So we do thank you for coming in and sharing. Well, I don't want to. Well, you weren't really sharing anything. You just was giving us a piece of your weakened state of mind. But thank you for coming in anyway, because it does help my algorithm. I don't care if you're a smart ass or dumb ass. Thank you for being here. So I want you guys to know where we are, why we do what we do. This platform is for church people that practice the ATRs, black arts. This platform is for people that have left the church, don't want to have nothing to do with the church, but they got church in them. This platform for people that want to know what real magic is. It's a lifestyle. And so therefore, I am not interested in your theologies that have demonized and dehumanized melanated people. So what you can do for me and every melanated person on this platform to kiss both sides of our asses, and as in the words of my grandfather, suck our ass until it shrivel up like chili. Amen. On Sunday. So I'm out here in actually a rocking chair. This is see. That's how I do it. If they just want to know, my fetty funo shim. So this is what we love. I love what I do. I love helping people. I love bringing people to the place of knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And to all of you all that still want to be a part of the caucasity, you are more than welcome to go and venture off over there. But as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. We're going to serve the nature. We're going to serve the universe. And we're going to allow it to be channeled through whatever divine name, whether that is Yahshua, whether that's the Emmanuel, whether it's El Shaddai, whether that's a mighty and zombie, whether it is Olodumare, whether it is Obatala, or whether it is Alofi or Olodumare. Call her, him, whatever you want to. As long as it's the chi, the prana, and the frequency and the vibration, it's all good with me. Whether you're doing light or dark. Racism is not to fight with racism. No. Sweetheart, I'm not racist. You got to, first of all, you got to understand, white people, that racism was created by white people, not by black people. Science says that black people were here first. Actually, the black woman was here first, if you want to be really technical. And the reason I don't need the blessings, not those blessings, because what y'all blessing does is you can still say bless the Lord and tell me that and then call me a nigger after that. Y'all blessing is that y'all still will pull us over and knowing we ain't doing nothing. Y'all blessing is when we are in there trying to have a cookout, y'all calling the police. Like, that's what y'all religion does. It allows you to play like you love everybody and be nasty and indignant with people and hide behind a religion that has done more destruction in the less than 200 years than any other religion that has done on planet Earth. And I'm putting that up against millions of years, millions of incarnations. The worst. So what y'all don't like is when you're faced with knowledge. What y'all don't like is when you have to accept the real truth. And like I told you, there's no such thing, ma'am. Let me say this again. Go look it up. Don't take my opinion. Do not take my opinion. There is absolutely no, because y'all believe in Israel, right? Y'all believe in Israel, right? So let me explain to you. Look in the Hebrew. There's no such thing as a J. It's Yahshua. Y'all white people came up with the letter J. And you came up with it to deceive melanated people. Religion was never had absolutely nothing to do with spirituality. It had to do with controlling people. That's all religion has been done, especially through the Catholic Church. And you see how wealthy the Catholic Church is? Because they believe you don't supposed to have anything while they taking everything. They out here having sex with men, women, children, and everything else. Y'all claim to love the Lord and be trying to put a dick in, trying to eat somebody's pussy. Y'all's a mess. And ain't nothing wrong with no eating and sucking. I ain't against that either, because that make me a hypocrite, because I love it myself. But at least I understand why I do. But don't bring your hypocrite ass over here. Y'all blessings don't bring blessings. Y'all blessings bring deception. Sitting up in front of people with self-righteous attitude with stolen goods. Y'all miss us with all of that. Bring us our recreation money, and then we might listen to you and your Jesus. But we want, y'all came and gave us the Bible and took our land. So we want to give you back the Bible and give us back our land. It's almost like pawn shop. We done paid 500 years. We want our shiggity back. Get your Bible back. Oh. The time said bye. We said bye, Felicia. Yeah. They don't want to know. They want to start in the history where they done made up all kind of things. Nobody ain't got time for that fragility. Just sit up under these nuts. Peter Jones said, is it something wrong with sucking? Absolutely not. I'm not. Sucking till your jaws bust. I don't care nothing about that. I'm just, she came in here with that foolishness. You know, I would like for melanated people to take out some time to do some real research and understand why they are so easily triggered. That's why we have to, and I'm saying we have to because that's what they want us to. We have to make them feel comfortable in all of the wrong that they have done. And I'm not interested. Peter, okay, I just read it. It said, ain't nothing wrong with sucking. I know that's right. I am truly not against it. I advocate for it. E5 voodoo. Yes, I'm in the USA, United States of America. Florida, to be particular. I'm actually in Wabassa, Florida, and my church is in Fort Pierce, Florida. But I want y'all to understand, don't just be on, and I really mean this with melanated people. Do your history. Don't just do magic. Do your history so when you are encountered by these type of people, you will know the start and the finish of their religion. It is too much information. We're in the age of Aquarius. It's too much information out there. You ever done? I use that in spell work. Peyot. Can you grow? Hold on. I told you guys you have to do super chat if you want me to answer a question. Somebody said, can I grow a full beard? I work for UPS. I don't want to grow no full beard because it get in the way of me eating tail. And I have too much juices on my chin, so I try to get it to slither off like a waterfall. So I try to keep it shaven. I don't know what LANS is. Oh, what land you're looking for? First of all, the America, like we the Native Americans, they keep talking about these other people. Those are half. Let me tell y'all something. Go look up half breeds. Those are not the Israelites. Those are not the true Israelites that are over in Israel. And white people know this. There's white people in South Africa. They done went all over this globe claiming land that was already here, already cultivated. Civilization was already existing before they ever stepped foot on this planet. I'm bi-spiritual. I will strew your mama and your daddy at the same time. Put my rod in one and make the other one suck it. I'm a white person and I agree. Speak the truth. And let me tell y'all something about the truth. I'm 51 years old. I want to talk to Cordella, whatever her name is. I want to say this to you, lady. The truth don't need me. The truth is to stand all by itself. I don't have to speak it. I don't have to believe it. Nothing you're going to ever say, if God let you live 900 years, is going to change the truth. History is what it is. You cannot change history. You cannot change the genesis of a thing. There's absolutely nothing. That's out of all the destruction that you have done to melanated people, it never changed the history. We are the greatest gene, the most dominant gene on planet Earth. Y'all steal our livers, y'all steal our organs. In these same hospitals in the United States of America, there's so many melanated poor black people that don't have their organs in their body, and y'all selling them to the highest bidder on black market. Those are facts. Our organs are the most profound organs because it's naturally melanated organs, because we're melanated people with the universe in alignment. Those are facts. I don't have a truth don't need me. I speak the truth because it is the truth. But truth don't need me to stand. Truth gonna be the truth regardless, and that's something that y'all have a problem with. Y'all think y'all can tell enough lies that you're gonna change the truth. You could think you could deceive enough people to change the truth. It's impossible. Y'all was lying when you got here, and you're still lying. Just like y'all say that Taylor Swift is a better than Beyonce. Okay. Really. But it's y'all system. It's y'all lying system. And we coming through. We returning back to our roots. We are returning back to our roots. We doing better. They stealing organs, trying to live longer, and they still dying fast. I ain't worried about them, because when all the white people be up in there preaching these churches, it say when the sun returns, he gonna come back with vengeance. The sun they talking about is SUN. That's why the sun is killing non-melanated people. That's judgment. All the sun doing to melanated people is making us stronger and giving us more arche. The universe is always going to correct itself. You were parasitic when you got here, and you still parasitic. And those are just facts. And to all my black people that want to have sex with white people, because I done had sex with them too. Ain't no matter, I don't care how much wood you give them, they still parasitic. Their bodies are made acidic. That's why they have the odors that they have. That's just genes. That's genetics. That ain't got nothing to do with my opinion. They ain't got nothing to do with my education. Don't have nothing to do with me being Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. That's just biology. I don't care what science forensic science on you, they're going to come up with the same conclusion. That's why they do not work on us the same way. That's why when y'all listen to doctors about y'all bodies and they're basing it off of a European stat, that's why you keep failing. But I'm not a medical profession, so don't believe me, study your history. We have different DNA. What makes us strong makes them weak. What makes them strong makes us weak. And that has to do with our magic. And that's why some of you guys will never walk in the fullness of your Arche as a Capricorn, as a Leo, as a Taurus, as a Virgo, as a Sagittarian, as a Aquarius, because you won't accept truth. But we still appreciate y'all because you give us an opportunity to explain stuff. America has blinded y'all so. Got y'all feeling like y'all, what y'all say goes. We have the dominant genes. Absolutely. Blacks got 8 different DNA. Well, they're called strands, yeah, in our body. Our cellular structure goes all the way up to the void. Once you develop, and this is my alchemy class, once you develop your chaos energy and you evolve your chaos energy, your energy goes back to its most pure state, which is the void. Formless, nothingness. It goes back to the concept of the Bible said, when God said it looked upon the depths of the earth and it was void. That's the consciousness. That is in its pure state. There's no impressions upon it. No ideas, no way. It is in its pure, it's cleansed. It's in its pure state. That's why it's called the formless. Formless energy. Formless God. That's why real carbon energy can take any form, shape. And that's why it's feminine energy. And that's why woman is the first man on earth. All woman is a man with a womb. A man that's able to bring life to the earth realm. And they know that too. Caucasian people know that too. Ain't really nothing I'm saying. They just know that most black people, they ain't gonna believe you. Because we self-hate. Sad, ain't it? But it's the truth. But I really want to appreciate y'all. I didn't mean to get on here because, you know, Caucasian people always bring the distraction. They lack of knowledge. They lack of insight. They want to be so, you want us, you know what? Do an experiment. Get 3 or 4 black people in the corner and see how bothered white people gonna be if you over there. And you ain't bothering nobody. I'm just talking about just on your job. Do it anywhere. And just huddle as black people and watch how nervous white people get. You ain't said nothing. You ain't did nothing. Just you ain't got to be singing, dancing, nothing. Just standing there and see how they gonna come over and start investigating. Can I help you? Is everything okay? You don't need no candles. You don't need no incense. You don't need no conjure. Just try that experiment and see how fast the police show up. Somebody said, hi, dear. Where are you from? I'm from Florida, the Sunshine State. White Caucasian people come from an experiment gone wrong. And I'm not being funny. It's the truth. Black scientists created those people. So we still got to blame the niggas. Because if y'all went in there experimenting and messing with DNA and molecules and cellular structure, we wouldn't have that version. Y'all trying to play God and mess around and brought another entity into this world. And it's been parasitic ever since. We black people always do too much. We just get too much power, too much glory, and we just do stuff. What would be my advice to a 21-year-old in this day and age? I think what young people are missing the most is respect. for themselves in life. I think young people have talents and abilities that are misguided through social media. And always remember, you only get to be young once. And time is not something you can get back. And you don't want to waste your time lost and not knowing who you are. And the quicker you find out who you are when you're young, you can use your youth to your advantage. Gaining knowledge, wisdom, understanding is essential. The respect of nature and the respect of all life is essential to development and growth. And know the difference between what is projected truth and what the truth really is. How did a created race become head of everyone? They became the head of everyone because we metamorph. This is why they talk about the pineal gland. We use them. We thought, and also melanated people have them, but real solid advice. You're quite welcome. Melanated people, we're called the sleeping giants, and so we were devolving. We had evolved, and then we started devolving. Remember, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. The Alpha and the Omega. They're really talking about melanated people. We incarnate, and we start all over again. We could start the whole process. That's why we came up with the sciences about astrology. We go through all of the aspects of the zodiac, all 13 houses. I know it said 12, but it's actually 13 houses. And so when you understand that, is that we experience all aspects of life, then we start at the beginning again. Alpha and Omega. So while we were in some of these lower states, they excel, and then other melanated people help them to get in power. And they've been stealing ever since. They had help. They didn't do that on their own. And they're melanated people that protect them to this day, because those people are a part of the community. What about brown people? What about brown people? What do you mean by what about brown people? Hit that super chat for your questions, y'all. I can answer a lot of your questions, but you're going to have to hit that super chat. I don't know why y'all... Why is it that white people want free information from black people, but you want to sell us everything? You ever thought about that? White people want us to give them everything, and then they'll turn around and sell everything. Like, y'all a trip. Y'all is a trip. Y'all want free everything. You want us to just give up our talents, our abilities for free, and then turn around and sell us our own gifts, our talents, and our creations, and our inventions. Y'all's a mess. Tell them, Natasha, I don't work for free. This whole dude, I'm a whore with a W. I get paid. But I know that you really don't want the knowledge. I know that you want to try to expose people as though they don't know what they're talking about. Because if you were really coming here to learn or grow, you would hit that super chat, or you would go to my Cash App and you would be a blessing. But you're not here to further the agenda of melanated people. I get it. That's why we get out and work our own ass, so we can build our own reservoirs of wealth and success. That's all. We understand. Why would you help me to be restored back to glory? Unless you understand. We're not missing anything. And guess what? I'm not against white people. I don't dislike white people. I just know who they are. I know who black people is. More black people are more of a threat than white people. Especially the ones that think they're white or want to be around white people. You got to watch them Negroes. Y'all, you got to have that Harriet Tubman anointing. You got to bust a cap in them. Because they'll go back and tell Master everything. The Master had a police and the National Guard out there. Oh man, he begging. Andy, only thing I have ever begged for is your mama to give me some head and your dad to swallow me. That's the only thing I ever begged for. This might be a troll, because y'all ask this same stupid question. What do I look for in a man? Me? And what I look for in your father is my rod. knee deep in your daddy guts. Next time your dad cough in your face, you'll be smelling me. You better get him, Natasha. It's the same old weak statements. They're not in creative. They don't have the revelation, and so they have to regurgitate the same old statements. When you're dealing with fragility. All right, guys, I got to leave the cemetery. I got to finish up everything. But I appreciate you guys. I'm giving you one more look around what we're doing out here. That is his grave. This is my family cemetery. It's going quite well, Chris. See, if you want white people money, you have to appease them and make them feel comfortable. But real, they're not white people. They're different type. They're different type of white people. The other people that are a representation of Caucasian is that they themselves understand the truth and they're supportive. They're allies. A lot of these other people, they're not allies. Red said, "Are you you're gay?" Would I be considered gay if I'm dicking your daddy down and busting in your mama's mouth? Wouldn't that make me bisexual? I don't know. All right, I'm done. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you guys later on. God bless.